Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2 The Shattering, where today we are going to take a moment. I think this is good practice in life. We've gotten very lucky here. This has been a very lucky run. We started with a crew of people who should have been pretty bad at gathering, but we got a really good gathering tool, and we got the gatherer trait spawned naturally on one of them. We were able to find this beautiful area where 5 of the different resource types are represented, and then we have rubies and topaz nearby for the 6th. Just really good stuff has happened. We have not been as lucky as we could possibly be. Widowmaker had that horrible thing happen to her, but we've been very, very lucky. And when that happens, when you get more than you should have, maybe, it's going to just take a moment and be happy about that. It helps ward off the confirmation bias that the human brain is so very, very prone to. Alright, so what's our next plan? What's our next step? I think the next most important thing probably is upgrading the idol, right? I really want that one extra space of gathering range, because that's going to get us the fish and the dark wood and the enchanted leather, and that's a lot of value right there. A 4th space of gathering range gets us the clay as well, but that would require some very, very good materials. We're not really in that place yet. So that means we gotta find coal, right? We might be able to trade some coal off of the Slavians. We might be able to find some more villages out in the dark and trade coal off of them. But we also might have to... and we could, of course, get lucky and get some coal from an event. But we also might have to just go elsewhere. We saw coal on the other islands in the game that we won. So I would be inclined to go to the Darklands first if that were feasible. They're over here. They're not terribly far away. So I think what we want to do is just do a little bit more exploration. We haven't really seen all that far away from our town. And then if that doesn't pan out in some valuable way, we can organize a sailing party. I am reluctant to do that at the moment due to the very small number of total people that we have. Once Tomko grows up, if we're able to make Tomko into a hunter, then we could send out the 2 gatherers and leave Tomko, Bogdan, and Ratbowie to defend town together. That might be good enough, actually. But while we're waiting for that to happen, let's do this. We'll give Bowie 20 days of food and a little bit of wood. I don't know, he shouldn't need anywhere near this much. That should be good enough. We're not going to send him far. We're certainly not going to have him engage in a lot of combat. I just need to get a little bit of vision out here. It looks like we can get onto some raised territory over there. You're kidding me. Another terrain artifact. Like I said, we've gotten pretty lucky. This game has worked out in our favor in a bunch of ways. I'm gonna get attacked by snakes now. Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting for me to definitely be out of range of the town. These are unusually smart. Okay, so there's more clay up here. I think I'm going to actually fall back. I don't want to get involved in some nonsense with those guys outside of range of the village. This is an exploratory mission. The thing I'm most looking for out here is other villages, right? We just need to find some other... I didn't assign people to gather. That's right, I finished the episode by building something, and I didn't assign people to gather afterward. Well, let's get... We don't have any other metals nearby, so even though iron's not very good, let's build up a stockpile of iron in case we need metal for something. And... God, she's very good at gathering. Just, tremendously good at her job. Yeah, that ought to be how people are doing for now. Are we still cool on grilled meat? No, we've run out of grilled meat. We should probably have somebody do something about that. You know what? Tomko can make us some grilled meat. One turn of that should do. Get us back to that high morale place. And then I guess we're just pulling back onto... Sorry, that's not the button at all. Pulling back onto this. Okay. So, we have to also build some stuff, right? We built the buildings that we have researched. This is a thing we can do in town while we're looking around. What do we want to spend our next advancement points on? There's a bunch of buildings we haven't really built. I don't think I've ever made a guard tower. We might have made a dwelling one time. A lot of these just don't seem very important. Honestly, a trading post, having traders sometimes show up and potentially bring us coal might be worthwhile. That I could see a use for that. But yeah, a lot of these buildings don't actually seem to do very much. But I would like to try building more of the ones that we're not familiar with, just to see if they have any like interesting events associated with them or anything. We should probably make a children's playground happen, though, huh? We have a kid who's... How close is our kid to growing up? I'm wondering if we're going to have time. Tomko, you have 9 turns left? Yeah, I bet we'll have time. Let's try to build a children's playground. I have to click out of this menu to buy it. The playground's a good, useful thing. Let's see if we have the resources on us for a good one. We could always build a temporary, not totally ideal one. That would be fine. Okay, so what we have is Shadowbone. We could make a Shadowbone children's playground. Again, I mean, we're flirting with trash quality, making it out of wild stuff like this, but we don't really have any other resources to build it out of at the moment if we're trying to get this done quickly. I think I would rather have the 0.7 points of all stats rather than the mysticism and destiny boost. So we just need one more load of Darkbone here, of Shadowbone rather, which he will totally get next turn. Okay, yeah, we can get through that pretty quickly. Up on the high ground, well, we found a nest of snakes. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, we might, I was kind of hoping we'd find some stuff closer. We might have to... I'm just going to send Bowie back. We're going to have to do this with a slightly larger group. He definitely cannot win this fight by himself, so we're going to retreat. Hopefully without taking too much damage. Oof, that's kind of a lot, actually. Alright, yeah, just make it home. I'm going to be super bummed out if he dies from that. I was not thinking that him retreating once was going to completely remove more than all of his health. Possible that the penalties for that are a little too harsh. Alright, we have enough gathering stuff. Okay, only a 23% chance of trash quality. We're pretty good at building stuff. It's done in... Nope, we cannot quite get it down to 2 turns. Okay. Yeah, we desperately need to find a source of coal. Oh, there's a group of... That's the Slavic symbol, right? Not the scavenger symbol. So presumably there is a village down here somewhere. Run, little dude. You see a giant spider sitting atop a child. Okay, so we know... Yeah, the spider is his mother. We ask why he calls the spider mother. You guys okay out here? So we've had this challenge, or we've failed at this challenge before, right? Being a magical herb, but there's some kind of force guarding the cave. It is a difficulty 4 red challenge. We totally might be able to do this. Yeah, I'll take that. We push through whatever barrier stood here and find some herbs inside. They do not look magical to you, but the spider seems very happy to get them. She bows before you and speaks for the first time, her voice crooked but clear. You did me a service, humanoid. Some of my children will now serve you. Okay, 8 points of rep with the stingers, and a couple of higher quality spitting spiders. That's neat. I feel like we must have had that result before. Okay, Bowie is probably gonna be okay. Probably. God, I hope so. I don't know, just work on gathering more Shadowbone? I don't think we need him for anything else at the moment. Okay, good, he survives. I have not killed him through my callousness. Not yet, anyway. A stork is spotted in your village, a sure sign of good fortune from the gods. Unless they're displeased with you, of course. Well, I think we're doing pretty well with our god. Yep, cool. Good fortune and blessings. Lots of mental blessings, which is not what I was expecting from Triglav, but I'm not going to turn my nose up at a blessing. Okay, so we have a children's playground, and it did not come out at poor quality. Feeling pretty good about 1.3 points of extra stats. That means that Tomko is at 5.5 perception, which Gives him actually like pretty high perception relative. Obviously, the dwarf is crazy high at everything, but relative to everybody else, that's pretty good. I have high hopes for him becoming a hunter. So let's we can send the gatherers out to pull up this terrain artifact just to see what it is. At some point soon, we're going to have to actually start doing our research. We have a lot of good research points banked here. Yeah, I guess let's just do that. Let's just send out the gatherers. They won't go too far, and they can maybe range out a little bit further in search of that the village that this party comes from. Oh, maybe we should give them more... Hold on. I'm going to give them some more of our items that we're not using. It's like the 2 books. I'm just thinking we might end up trading here. We don't need all of these spinning spiders. I think we want to hold on to you. Yeah, we'll take the weak spinning spider with us for trade. We'll keep everything else here. I don't really value this, but it has a pretty high trade value. Yeah, okay, we'll keep the rest of this stuff. We don't even know for sure that there's going to be any trading to do, right? So let's start by doing this. Yeah, well, we're just, like, very good at gathering. Like, we're really extremely good at gathering. Okay, not afraid of random wild animals. Kind of surprised we even took damage there. Bogdan probably just wants more will drain. But is it Bogdan? Yeah, okay, Bogdan. You know, having a house demon every game is me confused between their names here and there. Let's forget if I'm saying the name of the one from this game or the one from last game. Okay, so just some dryad wood. Not awesome. I guess let's go and have a chat with these guys. I think we should be able to parlay with them, right? Convince them you are friendly. Difficulty 1 yellow challenge. Should be pretty easy. Okay, they walk off. You gain some friendship. We got research material from that, which is great. I will say, I'm a little bit, tiny little bit disappointed that we didn't get, I'm going to take wits on Tomko here, because none of these other things are relevant. A little tiny bit disappointed that we didn't get just dwarf and orc children, but even, like, that aside, just having a dwarf and an orc is so... They're so powerful. They're such good characters. I'll end up on the high ground over here next turn. Discover a nest of vipers has slithered its way into your cellar. These white snakes seem very aggressive, and they're breeding fast, well, we should probably get rid of them. Ooh, serious injuries, really? We might be able to do better than that. Okay, so... 63 damage right now, and we're looking at 7 points of first strike with an additional 9 points on impact. I will say our equipment is maybe not set up ideally. I'm wondering if it's even worth playing Rat Bowie in here. I'm wondering if he's going to end up being low enough on damage. Thing is acting at 6.0. Making sure that we don't have any abilities that I'm forgetting about. Okay, so that thing is incredibly fast, like crazy fast. There are 6 snakes that we have to deal with. Yeah, 6 is a lot. Alright, I'm gonna try to play Bowie down in a way that keeps him pretty safe. Because he is actually going to get, like, if we end up having to do multiple rounds of combat, which I think looks likely to me. Remember, the bonus from Strength of the Swarm persists across the entire combat encounter. So I think it's a good idea to get him powered up here. Put her down in this position as a little bit of defense for Bowie. And then we have 3 points left. So the question is, do I want to use Sacrificial Blood to just pluck 2 snakes off the table? Or would we rather play Trothwine into combat once and also take a snake off the table? I think the answer to that probably is let's wait and see what they do on their final turn. Okay. Not a lot of doubling up going on here, unfortunately. So if we play... I think we'd better play Trothwine. I think we need him to do some blocking. Just trying to figure out how I think this is... This is actually pretty grim, though. Like, we play him here. He'll eat the attacks from all 4 of these snakes. And then we're also going to Sacrificial Blood this guy. Yeah, it's not totally ideal, and I really did want a Sacrificial Blood on him, but this keeps Bowie alive, I believe. Yeah, because both of the Bowies and also the Orc will hit here. And that means he only gets the 1 attack off. It's actually, like, pretty bad. We get rid of you. God, you just have 1,000,000 health, huh? Okay, so that's pretty bad. But Bowie's up at 12 damage now. And he attacks very quickly. We got all those points of wits on him. But somehow still 4.5. How is it okay for them to have a guy who attacks at 4.5? That's, like, incredibly annoying. Well, Widowmaker still hasn't taken any damage at all. I'm debating whether I want to play Bowie again, or, like, we should probably start rolling out... It's hard to know what to do with stuff like the Life Leech, you know, because functionally this is not going to do anything at all. By the time he's taking damage, he will only be underneath maximum health for a very brief time before he dies. So we're pretty unlikely, I think, to actually get a lot of value out of that. I'm just going to play Bowie again. They have 3 total cards. Play Trothvine here. Because we're not going to be able to do his thing twice, right? Or we could just play Widowmaker here. What I'm thinking with Trothvine is just like the first strike damage, though. Because this guy is going to take, if we do 7 first strike and then 15 more Sacrificial Blood damage to him, that gets him low enough. But whoever is right here is going to take a hit, no matter what, right? It's not actually preventable. So it really does, it needs to be Widowmaker, I think. And I mean, look at how powerful he's getting. So in order to kill this snake off of Sacrificial Blood, we would need Bowie's damage to get up to 22, or we would have to play the dwarf behind here. I think those end up probably... Yeah, I think we're going to have to play Trothvine back here. Okay, so the single range thing attacks the column you're in, and if there's nobody in that column, you get to pick anybody, not just people who are of equally... it doesn't just target people who are closest. So this shouldn't be a problem. Put you here, power you up, and remove some of that. Let's see, this guy acts on 10, and that guy acts on 9. Oof, they're just too damn fast. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a, yeah, Jesus. This has definitely been a good perspective shifter. I was starting to feel like we were really powerful. I don't feel that way anymore. So we just have these 2 command points left. We could potentially play... You don't have any abilities at all, because I have the Crow Pet equipped on you. We could do like a Protect Others. I'm trying to figure out, if we give him 8 points of shielding, this snake attacks you. You hit for 20, and then 20. And then this snake hits the orc. This snake hits you for 10, bringing you down to 4 health. Or, I'm sorry, to 3 health. And then this snake hits and you die. So we do, like, we kind of have to do this, I think. Right, because this allows us to kill this guy before he gets any attacks off. Not ideal. No, Bowie still dies, though. Yeah, I had done that, like, I was... That's frustrating. Well, we had a bunch of people drop to very low health. Within the nest, you find a dying demon. The snakes were clearly feeding on it and gaining their unnatural prowess. They did seem unnatural. Yep. There goes Rat Bowie. Should have probably just... You know what? We don't know exactly what the results of that auto-resolve were, though. It was people... It was people going below half health, so it could very well have had people dipping down into the death zone anyway. Like, I may not have actually gotten a worse result from auto-resolve. Yeah, those snakes were, very powerful. Like, way too powerful, I would go out on a limb and say. Alright, well, let's move out. Okay, there's the Slavian village. Won't be able to interact with them this turn no matter what. I'm wondering whether I want to back up a little bit so that I'm in range of the town. At least until we've recovered, right? Sadly, we have some healing to do here. Okay, good. So we do have all of our growth options for human children right away. I would really love to have a hunter. Okay, child came back, successfully a hunter. That's a pretty useful thing to have. And let's figure out... So we don't have, like, any weapons at all. You don't really need your crow anymore. I guess you do already have outmaneuver. But yeah, like, for the moment, we don't have a lot of perception-based attacks, so I'm wondering if it might be better to have a spitting spider equipped on him, just so that he has something useful to do in combat. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We gotta get some real weapons. We could give her a sword. I think I want to keep her with the quartz relic. She's just not very good in red challenges is all. She does have that wonderful brute strength. And you may as well gather wood. Why not? Okay, so we're at like 19 with these guys. A nest of vermin nearby. These are the 2 locations for the Rusalka quest. So yeah, we'll wipe this out, run back over to them. We might actually be able to get friendly. If we could get to 50 reputation and be able to actually recruit people, I think that would be wonderful. We are short-handed. Alright. A single snake we can fight. A single normal snake. Yeah, the problem really is just a lack of equipment, I think. It is a real pain to move across water into forested mountains. Where are we at on health? For some reason our faith is a little bit low. Oh, darkness. Well, you know, we're certainly not short on wood. We may as well make camp and recover a little bit of that. Alright, we do in fact know that rats are susceptible to a certain flute melody. Also, apparently this would be a difficulty 3 red challenge, so we need to take that fairly seriously. You play the flute and the rats slowly begin to follow you. Some sink in the water already. You must hold the tune long enough to drown them all. Wow, that's extremely dark, actually. Interesting that it has not reduced the difficulty of the challenge at all. I think we could probably do this, right? We have good yellow stats. The rats follow the tune and drown, and I just feel horrible about it. Got an okay iron sword, quite a bit of reputation, which is... You know, that's good and everything. I still feel bad about what just happened there. And here we have Venero, a traveling salesman like no other, who would love to sell us some spider silk robes. I don't think we really need spider silk robes. No, I'm good, thanks. Still get XP just from having met him and heard his pitch. Okay, you are woken up by a terrible racket coming from your chicken coop, of course, as soon as the gatherers are away. You check the chicken coop, but you find only wet tracks leading into one of the houses. Inside, behind the stove, you find an odd-looking chicken. On closer inspection, it is more like a shrunken old woman with chicken feet, claws, and a twisted bird-like face. She sits by what looks like a makeshift loom, weaving out of thin air. Alright, consider the origin of this creature. It's a Kikimora, obviously. She refuses to speak to anyone, she has no physical form to fight, bribery or magic may be the only ways. We do not have a magic user, so... We offer up some food as payment. She gives us some diseases. For days the village is plagued with mishaps and trickery, and 96 of our grain. That's like a pretty serious amount, actually. And out here we have discovered the remains of a non-human settlement deep in the forest. A pack of small winged critters with big eyes and tiny teeth. I don't know if I would describe those as big eyes. So they have a treasure, right? Follow the creatures, they... Oh no! A swarm of angry bees has flown out. Well, we got tricked a little bit. Man, sure are a lot of events firing all at once. Found a young girl crying out for help. She notices you and looks up with hope. I'm looking for the bad man who killed my family. Mama was carrying babies and my sisters too, but all were sliced and burned out. Jesus. Okay. The men went that way, but I am too small to kill them myself. Will you help me, please? This does sound like an appropriate use of the turmoil domain. Okay, yes. I'll show you where they are, and I will follow you to see revenge done. This is maybe not like a thing we're going to do right this second, but... Okay, that's them right there, so that's a scavenger party, right? Let us ask if there's anything else that needs killing. Okay, we're not too far off of making, like, proper friends with them. Let's camp for a turn here and recover from all of our bee stings. Out of curiosity, can we trade with you? Aha! I will take all of those. That's probably, that's almost certainly enough coal to upgrade the town, right? Or the idol. Ooh, they have some javelins for sale. They're all 1.0 with 0.8 first strike. That'll work. That's fine. So what's the big difference here? It looks like the delay on the weapons is the same. Yeah, just that iron javelins are more expensive. Okay, I would love a set of bone javelins and actually a set of sandstone javelins as well. So we have this book that I'm probably never going to use, right? Well, I guess we should keep a book in case we do get a good witch. But let's trade off this piece of jewelry I don't want. And this sword is not great as far as swords go. And then, is there anything else that they have that we really want from them? That jewel's not very interesting. Yeah, I guess just like some cooking herbs will be fine. Okay, so first things first, you need to be using javelins. You have so much more perception than strength. Okay, he's a lot more dangerous now. And then I guess let's go and do the thing they wanted. We have so much wood, there's absolutely no sense in not not camping every turn. Every turn that we have the ability to gather, anyway. So do we need to move people? Let's see. We probably have enough wood for now. Gather me some more Shadowbone. I feel terrible about the rat. It's not necessarily the case, like I said, that the auto-resolve would have kept him alive, but remarkably, that doesn't make me feel better at all. Okay, let's see how hard this is going to be. Well, we do have the nature domain. Let's try to use our mental prowess to figure out a way of killing the boars with intelligence. Or, you know what, it's only a difficulty 2 physical challenge. And this is definitely a little bit more, turmoil-y. But taking on a more difficult challenge feels like it could give us a better reward. You perform a few sneak attacks to harass the herd and create enough trouble that they decide to move on. Okay. Well, good enough, I guess. Let's not do this thing just yet. It's a real pain that, like, the Slavians are on a forested hill tile, so interacting with them costs a ton of points of movement. Oh, absolutely 2 perception. No question about that. Is there anything else you need? Nasty bunch of scoundrels? I'll fight scoundrels. Fight scoundrels all day. I do not know which... These are the scoundrels, right? I think these were the 2 nodes that were here before. This is definitely one of them. I mean, that's some guys. So... Oh hey, it's that terrible wind. A pack of beasts approaches. No, I don't want to fight the beasts. I want to interact with the other thing that's happening on the... Okay. Well, we're far enough away from town, yeah, that it's just the 2 of us. I don't know that I want to do a difficulty 3 fight on our own. I just wish we had, like, shields or something, you know? We have a little bit of shielding, but... we should probably swap the medium armor over onto her. We can give her this spider, and then also give her a melee weapon. Spear seems like a winner. I mean, she has... How much shielding does she actually end up with here? 12.4. Huh. Oh, right. When she's wielding a one-handed weapon, she loses some amount of shielding. Shoot. Well, we can give her the javelins and avoid losing the shielding. It's not quite as good as the spear, but she's going to have to tank a little bit. The spear's a lot faster, though. Yeah, given that she has the spider to help tank, maybe this is the right way to go. It's just, if I can't interact with these guys until we fight the animals on the space, then this is what we're maybe going to have to do. You know what else I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to have... I was going to say I'm going to have this guy run out just far enough, just close enough to be able to participate in the fight. But I'm wondering if that's even worth doing. Well, at the very least, he could contribute the spitting spider. I'm just thinking, like, he doesn't have any weapons, right? Yeah, here, wear this. Because we might be able to put him in a position where he can still defend the town and also contribute to this fight. Ooh, I don't think that's going to be close enough, actually. What if we hit him from this side? He is here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be enough. Oh, now that we have a hunter in range, we can actually do a different challenge entirely. Okay, that actually makes things way easier. Hunters are great. Hunters are just very, very good. Okay, so now we can interact with these guys. It is definitely more turmoil to attack them, but... I wonder if the Slavians might like it better if we made friends. It's so much more turmoil to attack, and it's also such an easy challenge. Oh, 41, we're very close. Fortunately, we can't interact with the Slavians on a turn where we have anything less than our full range of movement. Alright, you can get back on helping with this. Boy, he really needs to get Ghostly Axe already. Alright, come on. Tell me there's one more thing that needs killing. Strange noises, moaning and groaning, and not the good type. Where the unliving may haunt it. Okay, where are the unliving? I will fight some unliving for you. Oh, all the way over here. Okay. I can do that. How are we on health and stuff? We are almost full. Wondering if I want to pull the hunter again. No, this time he would actually have to run far enough away that he would abandon the town. A veteran warrior visits your village and offers his services as a trainer. I teach those who are willing, but I am not cheap. I would love to pay to improve some perception. 600 value, huh? That's pretty significant. We could totally do it. Let's see. How do we want to generate 600 value? We could pay entirely in grain. Doesn't feel... Like, here, let's put up the monster bone. We're not going to do anything with 7 monster bone. I'm probably not going to use this topaz when we could use rubies instead. Not going to use basic leather. Or a small amount of fur leather. We're unlikely to get any value out of a tiny amount of gold, or this 1 bar of silver. And then we can make up the difference from here with grain. Okay, 2 extra points of perception. Like, that's awesome. That's extremely worth that trade. It is a little weird to be doing this with our gatherers, I guess. There are some things about that that are a little strange. You find the small graveyard where the Slavians think the unliving roam. We could bribe them with meat, so they move on. I have a ton of meat. Ooh, I have way more meat than is necessary. Okay. We solved the problem through gathering. The smell of fresh meat entices the unliving. You see them thrashing about to get it, and although they had trouble moving away from the graveyard at first, they follow the meat and eventually just wander off. You're about to report your success when you realize that a dark force is making more bodies rise up, and some of the ones who left return too. Aw. That is nonsense. That's a dumb outcome. I think we're gonna swap our equipment back right now, until we know for sure we're facing a red challenge. I think it's a little bit wiser to be like this. And I guess let's do some gathering. Even though it turns out gathering is not necessarily the solution to all problems. 2 points of wits. The thing is, we're not going to play him... We play him actually into combat so rarely, I kind of feel like just... We want to stick to wisdom. We play his card a lot, but not in a way that requires him to have... And not in a way where his delay matters. We are so close. Okay, predators roaming their territory. Fantastic. I am really, really good at dealing with wild animals. So we can have the hunter hop out and come assist on this when we get there. You come across a small hamlet and see the folk are out in force proceeding with the hanging of a man. Cries of bandit, scoundrel, and bastard fly around aplenty. This seems like, probably not something I want to get involved in. I don't know. There'll be rewards, though. It's Rabsic, a known scoundrel. We caught him stealing our coin. We're not rich folk, and this gold will feed us for months. So now he's gonna hang good. Well, we could, I suppose, just try to kill the farmers and take their gold. I think we know that 3 is pushing it, though, for us right now, and with our equipment in the state that it's in. Let's just ask if they're sure they got the right guy. Aye, red-handed in our cookie jar, and this scar he has on his cheek. This is Rabsic, all right. In fact, the orcs have a bounty on his head, too, So we'll get us some of that too. Another man kicks the speaker in the shins, and others shake their heads at him. He goes quiet, and the crowd returns to the hanging. Well, we could threaten to kill them all. We can definitely pass a difficulty 2 yellow challenge. The farmers mumble in anger, but take their leave, hiding in their huts. You take your prisoner down from the hangman's noose. So, you thinking of selling me to the orcs now? I am thinking about it. But, you know, I'm still entertaining offers. I can take you to my stash, it's all yours. There's gold, gems, not a fortune, but it's all I have. Thing is, I would love to be friendly with the orcs, and also screw this dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna take him to the orcs for the bounty. You meet with the orc band searching for the bandit, they pay you the bounty and take their prisoner. Okay, research material, 8 gold is not quite what I was hoping for. I mean, it has some significant trade value and everything. Alright. Let's mine some iron while we're here. So good at gathering, nothing can stop us. Widowmaker should definitely get even more gathering skill. Bogdan, do you really need... Yeah, you know what, I'll take double wits on Bogdan. He actually does get played into combat. So this will probably get us really close, but I bet it won't quite get me to 50. Okay. You approach the area where the pack of wolves you were asked to deal with is said to roam. We should be able to solve this problem pretty easily. Honestly, we didn't even need the hunter. That turning out to be only a difficulty 2 challenge is a little bit of a surprise. Okay, so 48 is a little bit of a shame. I was hoping that completing that challenge would get us to 49 rep with them, because accepting a challenge seems to be worth 1 point, so we could have gotten through this without having to do another job. Really, this is the moment when you run out of things to... Okay. Well, we do have... Yeah, we have a quest for this group of Slavians down here. And that quest was issued long enough ago that it might be pretty easy now. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Send you guys this way. Delicious spider meat. Man, we're getting really lucky with the research material. I think I'm going to not interact with these just yet. They were pretty good at yellow challenges, but I think I remember there being difficulty 4s and 5s involved. We're not quite there yet. One of your people has been acting oddly over the past few days. Okay, this is a shame. We don't have the wisdom or the healing knowledge to understand what's going on here. Well, let's not give them a good beating just in case. We'll try to cure them, you know, with wisdom. I'm pretty surprised that he's the only one who gets to participate in the challenge. I was kind of expecting the hunter to get to do stuff there. Because, you know, that hunter would be really useful with outmaneuver and everything. I mean, I guess there's no version of this where we win. Yeah, he just doesn't have... Okay. Whatever this illness is, it beats you, and your friend falls gravely ill. Even if they survive, they will have scars. So he's got an illness for 5 turns that makes him kind of garbage at everything. A sudden gust of wind heralds the coming of a dirt storm. Because we have an orc, we have the option, your people lived on the plains for decades before settling in the volcanic domains. Seek cover as fast as you can. You find shelter in some old tunnels unearthed in the Shattering, but the dirt storm is so severe you need to dig your way back out. Well, that should be easy enough. Discovered more than dirt blocked your escape. Okay, we got some clay, we got some blessings. It's a weird event. So we have a ton of interesting. Oh yeah, because we have the nature domain, we can just talk to the bees. Yeah, sure. Simply ask them to share. It'll be good for our stinger rep, right? They agree to cooperate with the village. Wow, 31 coal is like extremely welcome. Villager Scout was watching you and approaches. Well, I'll be damned. You reasoned with the stingers. But why? We have no desire for buzzers to live on our doorstep. I mean, you meant well, but perhaps next time, do as we ask. Well, we still got enough rep with them to push us over 50. Okay, so now we're going to go back to... Ooh, what do we want to give you? I guess wisdom? Make him a little bit better at town stuff. Yeah, we'll go back to the Slavian village over here and see if they will let us recruit now, because it seemed like we had a tavern option there. I would just love to have more hands on deck here. And when we get the gatherers back to Slavograd, we will definitely be able to put together the upgrades that we need for the idol. This has been pretty productive. Alright, visit the tavern to gamble, drink, or recruit once you are friends. See if you can recruit anyone. Max 2 Slavians can be recruited in one game with a 200-turn cooldown after the first successful one. There are some folks here who may want to join your band, seeing as you are the chosen and all. A child, a bandit, a hunter, or a warrior. I think I would rather have a child, right? Because first of all, that way we can mold them a little bit in our, in the way we want to, but also we're gonna get all that stat gain from them being children and then have them grow into a stronger adult. A child feels they are old enough to begin a new adventure. If you pay their family, they will join you. I'll do that. Wow, 4,500, huh? Well, the good news is we don't get the cooldown if we don't successfully recruit the child. Jesus, 4,500. I'm looking at all of our stuff here, and I don't know that we have 4,500 gold worth of things on us. Kind of wish there was a put it all on the table button. I mean, we probably won't need any more wood. We can trade them. We have a lot of fur leather. Yeah, this gold's actually pretty valuable. Yeah, we're totally going to get there. We could give up the one-handed sword. We'll just make a book, or... Yeah, I would love to keep this book, but I do not think that is viable. And we're going to have to give up pretty much everything here. I'm trying to do this without trading the demon, which I think we might be able to do here. Maybe just barely. We can cough up the bad spear. I mean, we're going to want to learn to make better weapons anyway. Yeah, this works. And then some of this meat. I think I'm okay with this. We keep the sandstone javelins so that we can give them to the hunter back in town. Alright. And it is a female child, so we can try to make ourselves a witch. We have that extremely high value cat. Oh my god, it is so hard to move around their town. That's probably pretty good for them from a defensive standpoint. It'd be very difficult for raiding parties to actually get over here. Oh, the kid is slowing us down. Unfortunately, we don't have a movement. Oh, we could give her the horse. Have her ride the horse for a moment. I kind of forgot that our dwarf was riding a horse. Hey, Lightbringers. We've finally seen our first Lightbringers. Do we want to just get rid of this? Like, this pack of animals has just been sitting here for the entire game. And getting rid of them now is good XP. Actually, I think I'm going to go hit that pack as well. They're definitely close enough for the town to help out. Get this kid some experience. Yeah, hunting beasts down seems to give you way better loot than fighting them, and roughly the same amount of XP. Hunters are ridiculous. What an extremely powerful class. Okay, so let's have a look at this child. First of all, give the dwarf back his horse. He's going to need it. You can hang out with this terrifying cat. 6.8 mysticism already. How long do we have on her growing up? 25 turns? That's not even that long. Okay, you get to wield some of these, and let's talk about the idol. So my first inclination is to take the advancement to Dragonbone. We have an easy source of Shadowbone. We can make the idol out of bone, and if we do indeed end up sailing over to the Shadowlands, we know there'll be Dragonbone there that we can just gather naturally. I guess we don't know that. The way people are talking in the comments, my assumption is that the different islands always have roughly the same advanced resources on them, but I guess I do not actually know that that is the case. But I think this is right. So let's form some Shadowbone into some Dragonbone, and then use the Dragonbone to build us a new and better idol. We could take that even further, but we'd need way more coal, right? Let's look at this first. Let's see what it looks like to build enough stuff for this. So first of all, actually, we would need the ritual. Alright, we get the replace idol ritual, and then we go here. So we're going to end up needing 29 Dragonbone. Would we have been better off going, like... Maybe I should have gotten a better type of stone to turn the clay into? You know, go up to obsidian? Because we'll be able to use a little bit more of it. Well, hold on. Let's just, let's just actually look at this. We do you and you. Okay, it does not give us the information on what the new idol will look like, sadly. Alright, 29 Dragonbone. We can make 29 Dragonbone happen. So it's going to be... We need to make 19. We make 2 each time we complete the recipe. So we need to do the recipe 10 times. So we only need 100 Shadowbone, which we will have next turn, once we put her on this. So... he can just get started, right? And the kid can, I don't know, gather wood? I don't know that we need more wood. Kid can help gather some iron. We don't have any other sources of metal anywhere nearby, so just having iron might be useful. And then, now that we have enough bone... that's a shame. We can't pick the right stat for her. Wisdom's important for a witch as well, I think. Not for getting the option to be a witch, but for the spell books and stuff. But I think I'm just going to take a point of wits. Okay, so now that we have enough Shadowbone, I think what we want to do is... Oh, right, I didn't tell him to keep doing it. I do 9 more of those. We can pull you guys over onto this too and accelerate it a little bit. Okay, 3 turns until we have enough Dragonbone. And we've run out of grilled meat, actually. Okay, we have a cow who is sick. This is a Gadzon thing again, right? Set a trap and kill it before it harms the cow further. Yep, okay. A point of wisdom for the kid no matter what. Turns out it's not avoidable. That's probably enough grilled meat for right now. Now, you know what? It also turns... yeah, it turns 5 meat into 12 food, which is pretty good. I'll just leave her on that until she's used up all of the meat. Sneak attack is fine. Poison throwing dagger is pretty bad for him, though. Yeah, I don't know that we'll use sneak attack all that much. I mean, it's good to have an innate ability that scales off of your good stats so that you can use it in concept challenges. But I would really prefer if you would just get Ghost Axe. Alright, so we're all done with that. You really don't have to help with this. Let's do a ritual. 7 turns is a little longer than I would like for this to take. We can cut this down by 1, right? Yeah. And then you can be on grain. We should really be making sure we're gathering grain as much as possible during these months where we're actually able to do it at a reasonable speed. Alright, so we're seeing difficulty 4 groups of Lightbringers. They are not wandering close enough to even see us, I think. But that's a thing we're going to have to be aware of. Okay, new idol. Idol of Bone, giving us 8 points of gathering and crafting, and increasing range just enough. So now we probably want to spend an advancement point to gain access to enchanted leather. And then do we also want to get dark wood? I guess we may as well. So now we have access to all of the materials that are actually nearby. If we can upgrade this one more time, we could get the bloodbone and the clay in as well, which would be totally fine. Not an emergency. But I did really want access to the leather. And also access to the fish is a big deal, because now we have a source of food that's easy to gather from in the winter, and we also have more types of food available to us. So now that we've done that, let's do some research. Let's plow through some of these. We have spent all of our earned advancement points. Let's get some more advancement points going. Kid is great at research. I guess she has purple stats. That's really a shame, though, that we can't get that up by just a tiny little bit more. We don't have any wisdom pets or anything, right? Oh, we have a crow who does increase the ritual stat directly. Go ahead and give him that. He's not one of the people who's on the ritual. That's not going to help. The kid or the dwarf. We can do the dwarf. Ritual stat. It's not the ritual stat. It's the research stat. I do not think we have a pet that helps with research. What is research even based on? I assume intelligence. Okay, intelligence and purples. So we could swap the cat. Well, the person with the cat is already on the thing now. Yeah, we just don't have a lot of stat boosting pets, actually. Okay, well, never mind. I'm going to give you your horse back. Give you your crow. Okay. Yeah, man, we just desperately need more people. Well, it'll be 200 turns before we can recruit from the Slavians again, but honestly, all that work for a child who might grow into a witch is probably a pretty good trade. I feel okay about it. I believe you can only recruit from the capital of each faction. So I think that's the one that has this little leaf graphic around it. So we cannot recruit from here. We could try to meet the scavengers. I'm not 100% sure that there is a stinger village, because it seems like you don't always get them. But we've got a little rep going with the stingers. Maybe we could push on that. I don't know. Let's get these researches done. Then we'll have enough points that we can start considering building weapons and equipment and stuff. But I'm feeling pretty confident here. Despite the rough differences in culture, love knows no bound, and under the watchful eye of Lada, some feisty lovemaking breaks the monotony of life. Hey, good for Tom Cohen Widowmaker. Child is brought to the happy couple soon after. Sweet! Another orc child. That's actually awesome. So we don't really know a lot about orc children, except that they like to have high strength, which makes a lot of sense. You are our best craftsman, so even more points of craftsmaning for you. Unfortunately, we can't really help the child with strength, right? I don't have any ability to boost her strength. We don't know for sure what stats are relevant on orcs, because we've never seen an orc grow up in a situation where we had another orc to guide them. She does have 5.8 strength just sitting there because of how good the playground is. So maybe she'll be okay. We'll probably be able to pick strength on a level up, I'm guessing. But we should give her some pets, so that if the town gets attacked or something, she can help out. She can at least summon a spider. And you know what? Let's give Kryha a wand. Because she does not have a combat pet attached. She's got to be pretty close to growing up, right? 12 more turns? And you are 37, turns out. I mean, no big surprise. We could reasonably assume it was going to take a little while. I guess you may as well not be empty-handed. Okay, so I think that might be the first time that we've seen the stork event for two people who were not the same race, right? I think that... I don't think we were certain that different races could interbreed before. Alright, we've got ourselves a Manoviek. Well, you know how I feel about Manovieks. Oh, sorry. This person may be a Manoviek. We have not actually ascertained that. Let's do that first. Okay, now kill it. Okay, Destiny for Kreha. I mean, listen, I'm not too upset about her having more purple health. That's fine. Alright, tell me I can pick mysticism on this child. Oh no, this is a skill level up. Alright, well, Mass Lullaby is a fine skill. Still doing very important research. Actually, I didn't put Bloodseeker on a gathering task, did I? She can gather... She could start gathering us some enchanted leather, because... Actually, I have multiple people who should be doing gathering. Yeah, wow, she's really good at gathering. Is that all the town? She has the gathering skill. She has the 8 points from the increasing gathering, sunny day. Wow, okay. She just has 19 points of gathering. Everybody in our town is, like, extremely good at gathering. This is actually a pretty good piece of armor that we just got from that event, as far as light armor goes. Let's give it to, I guess, Tomko. He's not wearing any armor at all. Yeah, this is why we have to do all this research, because we desperately need to build armor and weapons. With a hunter, a gatherer who is pretty good at fighting, and presumably an orc child growing up into a warrior of some description, I'm pretty confident we will be great at red challenges, and not really that long from now. But we have 3 terrain artifacts to research, I believe? Maybe 4? Okay, building a home for yourself, but you youngsters nowadays don't know how to build properly. I would love it if you would show me a little thing here. Prove that we're smart enough to teach. Alright, I'll tell you what's what and how's how. Wow, he gave... that's actually quite a lot of overall crafting skill. I kind of wish that it hadn't been on Bloodseeker, who is, fingers crossed, going to grow up to be a warrior, although apparently the trials for being a warrior are non-trivial. Yeah, we still have 1 more terrain artifact to research, and then we have 6 creature researches to get through. We're going to end up with a ton of advancement points. We have been very lucky this game. Things have been going so well for us. We're getting a lot of good opportunities to take the right stat ups, and one thing we might want to pursue, hell yeah, 2 strength. One thing we might want to pursue with some advancement points is opening up our cooking ability. Now that we have fish, we could probably get some new types of food, right? Meaty meals have fish and grain. There's also vegetarian choice, which allows us to make food out of grain and grain. Additional menu lets you do grain and fish. Yeah, it might be worth, cause like what are people's morale? What are we hovering around on morale? Okay, so we are at the first task efficiency threshold, but we could be doing a lot better. Advancement points get to be pretty hard to come by eventually. But I think the morale bonus is worth it. So let's pick up... I'm wondering whether... Meaty meals is 2 advancement points, so I'm wondering whether the recipes constructed here are actually better. It looks like we might be able to do fish and fish with this as well, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, I wonder why this is twice as many points as the others. That's such a high cost. Let's find out. Let's see if these recipes, like, does it just give you access to a much larger number of recipes? Because I can't imagine the food itself does anything different, right? So, like, fish salad, a lighter option. And also, let's put on the table fish plus fish. Gonna be some kind of... Okay, baked fish. Okay, these are... This food's, like, relatively good for you, I suppose. It's not higher value. It's not lower weight. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that the number of recipes available in total must be pretty different. Let's have Bloodseeker and the Hunter Tomko? Is that his name? Yeah, Tomko. Okay, I'm remembering. Have these guys do a little bit of cooking. We'll cook up quite a bit of that stuff, because I don't want to have to come back and, like, look at it again. And then people get bumped. Aha! That's what I was afraid of, that they were going to get bumped onto the wrong research option. Okay, 11 more turns of research will get us all of the advancement points that we actually have stored up. So we have 6 of those. That's going to be 3 advancement points by itself, because we've capped out now at each advancement point being 30 research points. And then we still have quests and stuff coming in. I think let's try to get through all of this research before we end the episode, so that we can be, like, a little bit more active at the beginning of the next one. And again, people are sick. Okay, turns out it's another Minoviec. Well, I am appreciative of all of the free armor that we're getting from these. Okay, the kid has a chance to grow up into a witch. Wow, she has a lot of options, actually. Yeah, let's go for this. She did not get any points of luck, which does make me a little nervous, but she's very good at mysticism. The child strays, and the Grey World strips their flesh away, leaving only an angry spirit. Still, they return to you. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I was hoping for. Rejoice, I guess. How are her stats as a terrifying ghost? Okay, so she has a tiny bit of shield self-physical. She has Ghost Touch, which scales off of mysticism, at least, and that's an innate, so that's cool. And honestly, her stats on the whole are pretty good. Yeah, disappointed. Disappointed about that outcome, but what are you going to do? You can have some armor. And I guess this cat now? We don't know if mysticism plus Orc Child actually means anything, but we're going to get the opportunity to find out, right? 26 more turns? Probably that will not be this episode. Yeah, we're just going to fast forward through all of the research here. So I think we need to get 2 more done. Widowmaker can just keep leaning into wisdom. We need to get her a really good artifact. Part of the problem with that is, like, it's so expensive in terms of advancement points to diversify your ability to build weapons. A heavy storm besieges your village for days, and among the raining clouds, ah yes, the figure of a little girl with a crooked face. Well, the demon child is rare and dangerous, a deathbringer of sorts, but perhaps there's a way to banish her. So it would be a real shame to me if our orc child were to get sick here. I want to... I guess we should talk to her? Try to unlock... Oof. Sichamora does not say anything, but she does stop to look at you, head tilted, eyes wide open and filled with sadness. Sense other forms following her in the shadows. Yeah, we are not going to be able to pass a difficulty 5 purple challenge, right? Kryha has a good purple skill, but she's really the only one who does. Tomko doesn't... you can use sneak attack in purple challenges, but it doesn't scale off of perception in purple challenges the way Ghostly Axe does. We don't have that. And Widowmaker's weapon has some purple attack, but it's based off of Destiny, which is bad. Yeah, her Destiny is negative because of the events she went through when becoming a Gatherer, so we're actually really bad at purple challenges right now. The Witch was supposed to fix that. This is too big of a task, just try to help the sick children as best we can. Okay, lived through the fever, and a Dola spirit was born to watch over their little souls, bringing prosperity and joy. Okay, good. She should probably take the thing that scales with strength here. And we have 1 more turn of research to do. Yeah, I'm very disappointed about that that witch child thing not working out. That's probably enough cooking, right? We have a ton of... yeah, we have a ton of these things. Now, let's go and gather food. It's so nice, like, the fact that we now have a source of fish makes me so much more secure in our food situation, because it's no longer, like, very, very difficult to gather food during the winter. So we're going to need more shadow bone. We could probably have enough enchanted leather. Actually, let's pull you off of this and have you do shadow bone gathering. And then we're, like, pretty good, right? Those are the things that are urgent. So you can gather dark wood. We really don't need more normal wood. I guess, like I've been saying, iron. We could potentially need iron. Okay, that's, I think, an okay place to leave it. So we have 6 advancement points with which to buy our way into the ability to craft equipment. I don't know exactly what we want to do here. We probably want to get good at making some kind of armor and then some kind of weapon. We really want more advancement points, because what I would like to do is pick up better javelin or bow crafting for our perception people, and then pick up axes or spears or something for the other weapon users. 3 advancement points is not impossible to get. That certainly is a thing that could happen. Let's have a quick look, though, before we stop, at what everybody's carrying capacity looks like. So we can safely assume that Bloodseeker is going to end up around where Widowmaker is, or higher. Trothvine has a ton of strength. Tomko actually doesn't. We might be able to fix that a little bit, though. Might be able to take strength on a level up or 2. But right now, it's looking to me like maybe medium armor is the way we want to go. If we were to learn heavy... What can you make heavy armor out of? So if you have all 3 ranks, you can make heavy armor out of bone and gem, and I bet that's a lot lighter. Oh, also leather. So if we did, like, bone wood or bone gem, it might not actually be that heavy. It might be light enough that we could use it on the hunter. And then if the other people who stay in town don't have the carrying capacity to use heavy armor, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We could just use whatever medium armor we get from events and trade and stuff. But if we're going to be, like, going deep on difficult red challenges, like, we have a couple of difficulty 7s in our near future. I'd still like to just avoid planning on the Red Ridge Bandit thing. Just run up on them and kill them instantly, just because I want to know what that ending to the quest is like. It definitely behooves us to have some powerful armor. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, Monday, to see what we decide with all of these advancement points, and then maybe, finally, get to murdering everyone who stands in our way. And we'll see you then.